The day he finally became rich was the same day he lost everything. Not money, not business, not success. Something far more valuable. This is the story of a man who chased everything and forgot what truly mattered. Once, he had nothing. Not sometimes, not occasionally, nothing. There were nights when even feeding his own child felt like a miracle. He would sit quietly in that small, dim room, counting the same money over and over again, as if staring at it long enough would make it grow, but it never did. Behind him, his son slept on a thin mattress, peaceful, innocent, unaware of how heavy life really was. And in those silent nights, a question kept echoing in his mind. Is this all my life will ever be? One evening, as the sun slowly disappeared, painting the sky in gold, he held his son's hand tightly. He looked down at him and made a promise. Someday, you will never suffer like this again. It wasn't just words. It was a vow, a decision, a turning point. From that moment, he refused to stay where he was, and slowly, things began to change. One opportunity led to another. One small deal turned into something bigger, then bigger and bigger. Money started coming in. Not little, but enough to notice. Doors opened. People listened. Respect followed. For the first time, he felt seen, important, powerful. The life he once dreamed of was finally becoming real.
But success has a quiet danger. At first, he was just trying to survive. Then, he wanted more security.
Yes, I understand.
Then, more comfort.
We'll discuss it.
Then, more
All right,
success.
goodbye.
And without realizing it, more was never enough. What started as a dream slowly became an obsession. Even when he was home, his mind was somewhere else. Always thinking, always chasing, always planning the next move.
The house changed, not in appearance, but in feeling. Dinner became quiet, cold, distant. His wife would speak, but his eyes never left his phone. His son would watch him, hoping, just hoping for one moment, one smile, one conversation.
Honey, could you please
one
put the
connection.
phone away?
But that moment never
We're
came.
trying to have a family
He gave them
dinner.
a better life, but took away his presence, and slowly they started to feel like strangers. One night, his
We
wife
can't keep
finally
pretending
spoke.
everything is fine.
Not loudly,
This is serious.
not
You have
angrily,
to face it now.
but painfully.
Please don't shut me
Her
out.
voice trembled as she looked at him and said, "We don't need more money. We need you." But he didn't understand, because to him, he was doing all this for them. Or at least, that's what he told himself. From that moment, he worked even harder. Longer hours, more pressure, less sleep. The calls never stopped. The deals never ended. And neither did the distance. The house grew quieter. The love grew weaker. But his ambition, stronger than ever. Then came the biggest opportunity of his life.
The kind of deal people dream about. The kind that could change everything forever. That night, his phone rang. Once, twice, 3 times. He looked at it and ignored it. Because at that moment, nothing felt more important than winning. But life doesn't wait.
What is it?
When he
It's
finally
it
answered,
bad.
everything changed. Then words he would never forget. While he chased one last deal, his family took one last journey without him. The house became empty, too quiet, too still. No laughter, no voices, no life, just memories. A small toy left untouched, a chair that would never be filled again. Now he had everything he once wanted: money, success, power, but none of it meant anything anymore, because the people he did it for were gone. For the first time, he understood. Not success, not money, not ambition, but loss, real loss. He began to change. Not because he wanted to, but because he had to. Now, he lived differently, simply, quietly, helping others, giving time, giving presence, trying to become the man he should have been all along. Greed doesn't destroy what you have. It destroys what you can never get back. So before you chase more, ask yourself, what are you leaving behind? Because one day you may finally get everything and realize it was never enough. Choose wisely, because life does not give refunds.